Hello, beautiful souls. I am sitting at Plato here in Khatu, and as I sat down, I intended to read a journal entry for you all, as I do in a coffee shop. It's become the norm. And as I sat down and I was looking at my journal entries, I wanted to research a little bit more. I've heard of Plato, and then I went a little bit deeper into who Plato was, and then I researched why Plato Coffee started. And then, because I find it quite symbolic that I'm sitting with a green wall behind me, I've got a green shirt on, and my coffee mug is green. And I just did a podcast that I've posted about happiness and where true happiness comes from, and true happiness comes from within. And I posted that podcast this morning while sitting in the room here in Khatu. And the message I got today on my coffee cup is, do what makes you happy. And things like this, I don't always let them pass by without actually looking at the deeper symbolism, because everything in life, everything that we come across has meaning. And like I've said before, there's always a message for us in everything. And if you have the capacity to open your eyes to see that, then you are able to truly start receiving such beautiful messages. So I wanted you all to just listen to Plato's theory. And Plato had the theory of forms, which was in metaphysics. He believed that, so he actually argued that the physical world that we perceive with our senses is constantly changing, and therefore it's merely an illusion. And true reality exists in an invisible realm, or of perfect external and unchanging concepts called forms. Examples are the form of beauty, justice, and goodness. And he also divided the human soul into three distinct, often conflicting parts, which must be balanced to achieve justice and a good life. The first is reason, the rational, calculating part that seeks truth and understanding. Then comes spirit, which is the emotional, spirited part that drives courage, ambition, and honor. And then appetite, which is the biological desire for food, wealth, and physical gratification. Then there's something called platonic love, which is modernly used to describe a friendship without romance. Plato's original concept is about spiritual ascension, and he describes love as a dividing force that elevates the soul. It begins with a physical attraction, but through philosophical dialogue, it matures into an intense shared pursuit of eternal truth and beauty. Because Plato believed that the external soul existed in the realm of forms before being born into a human body, he argues that we already possess all knowledge. Learning, therefore, is not about acquiring new information, but actively recollecting the absolute truths of our souls inherently known. And it is things that is a knowing. So when you come across somebody who has a conversation with you and their words resonate, it's a deeper knowing. It's your soul understanding something that has already happened. And the reason why Plato Coffee began was two brothers who were Stefan and Petrus Bredel. And they founded Plato Coffee in 2019. And I find that so synchronistic, because they started this coffee shop to bring community together through coffee. And I find that to be absolutely beautiful. The way that Plato Coffee is set up here in South Africa is with such a high standard. It has such a beautiful atmosphere. They have truly been able to embody what community is and where community comes from. And And then I get onto my third point, which is the color green. And I always look into the meaning of these things, and the color green comes from your heart. The color green is also about abundance and luck. And the color green is also about healing and balance. And when you look at those aspects of the color green and you bring in Plato as well as the Plato coffee and their intention of creating this beautiful space, it came from their heart space. And when we start to look into the intentions of what surrounds us, that's where we are going to find the knowing that our soul recognizes. And I find it to be quite synchronistic that I sit here today with all of that symbolism and read a journal entry for all of you. And the journal entry that I'm going to read is from the 18th of September 2023. And I'm going to read parts of it for you. And I've become more comfortable with sharing this vulnerability with you, specifically in a coffee shop, because that's where it's bringing community together, and that's where the heart center is. And I'm sharing my heart space with all of you in the hopes that whatever I share is something that you may need to hear, something that you may want to share, something that you have a deeper thinking about. So I'm going to get straight into it. I'm feeling like my cocoon has broken and I am emerging. I am stronger, wiser, healthier, more connected and empowered. I am ready. I am ready to be set free, to fly and to soar. I asked for freedom 3 years ago when I started my journey. And I say that I started my journey in 2019 essentially, and that Plato was established in 2019. I feel it, I know it, and I own it. Thank you for my life. The ups and the downs have allowed me to arrive. I am eager and I love my life more. I continue to go deeper, to learn and to continue growing. I know my power, I know my truth, and I know my love. Then there's more here. I'm truly feeling the change that's taking place. I am peaceful and not taking shit. Quite frankly, it seems to be unsettling to those around me, but I will continue my ascension. I know in my soul that this life is yet to be discovered. I continue my search, and I know that I'm being guided and protected. I love you, Janae, for all that you have been through, all that you have endured, what you are becoming, and who you are today. And I hope that if there's anything that you can take from this, is to start writing down what comes to your mind. All of these philosophers, all of these individuals that have had a major impact on humanity in some way, shape or form in various areas, they used to write down what came to their mind, what came through a knowing that their soul understood. And by doing that, by writing down what you are currently in, what you are thinking of creating, has a major impact at some stage in the human race. And if you look at some individuals that did journaling and wrote down things, they didn't necessarily have their word shared in their lives while they were alive. Their word was shared as they had passed over. So it is still so important for all of us I've explained this, that we all hold a key. We hold a key for another person to unlock something. And if we start realizing that we all hold these keys, these truths, these knowings, this understanding of the deeper meaning that you are able to, in your own experience as a human, embody, please start sharing it. Start sharing your truth. Start sharing your knowing. Start sharing the key that you hold, because we all need it. And I'd like to also just bring in, to end this beautiful message, is from a book I'm busy reading. I'm sitting with it here right now. Daniel Steele, Loving. It's a saucy book. Oh my gosh, it's a saucy book. I cannot put it down. And there's an analogy that's brought into this book that has stuck with me since I read it. And it describes the main character as a bird of paradise. She is actually, you know what? I'm going to also find another excerpt from here. Just have a sip of your coffee while I look for this. I've been deep in it, so I'd like to read it to you word for word of how she actually describes it, because it's just so profound that I wouldn't want to obliterate it in any way. And I know it's here somewhere. Okay. It's beautiful that I am able to do this quite casually with all of you and not really care, because some people will feel the need to be rushed. So here we go. So she says here that there are some birds that have mundane, ordinary, boring existences, and now and then a bird of paradise comes along, and we all get scared. It scares us because we're not like that. Our feathers aren't brilliantly hued in red and green, and we're brown and grey. And seeing that bird of paradise makes us feel ugly, or as though in some way we've failed. Some of us love to watch that bird, and we dream one day that we might be birds of paradise too. Others of us have to shoot at the bird, or at least frighten it away. And when I say this, she continues to say, you're an exotic and beautiful and special. You are a very, very rare bird. Take off the brown feathers and let everyone see how rich your plumage is. And that's the beauty. We all hold this key. We are all birds of paradise. We've allowed society and we've allowed what's going on to put these brown and grey feathers on us, to dampen us, to allow us to just settle in with the rest, amongst the rest. And I want you to take those feathers and pluck them out, because they've been put on there by somebody else, and you need to show off exactly how exotic you are. Every single one of us are exotic. We have the variety of colors within us. We hold that key. So I want that to be something that really makes you think and truly see just how beautiful you are, just how extraordinary you are, and just how original you are. There is no one that has feathers like you. So stop trying to put feathers on that are like other people, because each one of us have different feathers. And I'm going to end it off with another passage from this book, because it's something I think needs to be shared. Don't give up on your dreams or your dreaming. Don't let life cut your line as you reel in those dreams. Hold on tightly. Keep reeling. Do not give up. Grab that net, and if they look like they are about to leap out of the net after you caught them, jump in after and keep on swimming until you drown if you have to. But you do not ever let go of those dreams. And my journaling is quite literally record of how I have never given up on what I have seen, and the knowing that I have in my soul, the understanding that I understand the brilliance that I bring to this life here in this human, in this timeline. I have never let go of the real, and I have continued swimming. I have drowned sometimes, I have floated sometimes, and I've been lifted out of the water. But one thing is to never give up. So with that, it's maybe 16:16, and I hope that you have a beautiful day and do what makes you happy.